Why do we happily eat chickens by the bucket, but look at a rabbit and suddenly feel like dinner has a name and a tiny emotional support tunnel? On paper, rabbits seem almost suspiciously qualified to become food. They mature quickly, reproduce at a pace that suggests they have misunderstood the concept of free time, need relatively little space, and can turn fibrous plants into high-protein meat. One female can produce dozens of young in a year, and meat rabbits commonly reach market size at around 10 weeks. This is not an animal. This is a self-replicating grocery item with ears. So why is rabbit meat usually hiding in a specialty butcher shop while chicken occupies half the supermarket? The short answer is that rabbits are efficient animals trapped inside an inefficient food system. And before the rabbit lobby begins celebrating, the most efficient depends on what you measure. An analysis from the Food and Agriculture Organization estimated that rabbits can convert about 20% of the protein they eat into edible meat. That beats cattle and is competitive with pigs, but broiler chickens can score slightly higher. Rabbits have a different superpower. They can make useful meat from fibrous plants that chickens cannot use nearly as well. So the rabbit is not the undisputed world champion of every agricultural spreadsheet. It is more like the talented employee whose resume keeps getting ignored because the company already hired a chicken. Rabbits also appear easy to scale. A few breeding animals can become many breeding animals alarmingly fast, and their housing can fit on a modest farm. But modern supermarkets do not reward the animal that reproduces fastest. They reward the animal that moves most cheaply and predictably through farms, slaughterhouses, to processing plants, restaurants, and finally, your shopping cart. Chicken has spent decades building that machine. Rabbit arrived holding an excellent resume and asking where everyone went. Start with processing. A rabbit is small, so every carcass produces a limited amount of meat. It still has to be raised, transported, slaughtered, inspected, chilled, cut, packaged, and sold. Those steps cost labor and equipment, whether the animal leaves behind a generous pile of meat or one very determined dinner. Chickens are also small, but the poultry industry processes them at enormous scale with standardized breeds, automated equipment, familiar cuts, and buyers for nearly every part. Breasts, thighs, wings, tenders, nuggets, and whatever mysterious geometry becomes a dinosaur-shaped snack all have established markets. Rabbit is still commonly sold as a whole or half carcass in many places. That asks the customer to know what to do with an animal that looks less like an ingredient and more like evidence. Rabbit bones can also be delicate, and the body does not divide into the same large, familiar portions people expect from chicken. You can debone and portion it. You can even manufacture a tiny rabbit nugget empire. But without millions of customers waiting, processors have little reason to buy specialized equipment. Without processors, rabbit stays expensive and hard to find. Because it stays expensive and hard to find, few people try it. Because few people try it, stores do not stock it. This is a perfect economic circle, which is business language for nothing improves and everyone has a chart. Then there is the rabbit's public image. Cows are livestock. Chickens are livestock. Rabbits have somehow secured representation in both agriculture and children's bedrooms. Depending on where you grew up, a rabbit may register as dinner, wild game, a garden criminal, or a household employee named Mr. Fluffington. That reaction is cultural, not universal. Rabbit is traditional food in parts of Europe and appears in cuisines around the Mediterranean, in China, and elsewhere. But where rabbits are strongly associated with pets, cartoons, and Easter, shoppers can hit a psychological barrier. The less scientific term is, I cannot eat that. It has cheeks. People buy what feels normal, what their families cooked, what restaurants serve, and what they can prepare without opening 12 browser tabs. Chicken has familiarity working overtime. It can be fried, roasted, grilled, shredded, curried, buried under cheese, or transformed into a shape no bird has ever naturally possessed. Rabbit meat is mild and can be prepared in many similar ways, but it is very lean. That can be a nutritional advantage, yet it also means careless cooking can dry it out. Young rabbit can be roasted or fried, while older animals are better suited to braising or stewing. Rabbit is not especially difficult, but chicken is forgiving enough to survive being cooked by someone distracted by a notification. Convenience wins. History gave chicken another enormous advantage. During the 20th century, poultry production became more specialized and industrial. After the Second World War, demand grew for dressed, ready-to-cook and processed poultry. Feed, housing, veterinary systems, slaughter plants, inspection rules, packaging, recipes, and advertising all developed around chickens. Once that infrastructure exists, every bird becomes cheaper to produce, process, and sell. Rabbit never received the same industrial snowball. In the United States, federal rabbit inspection is voluntary rather than mandatory under the laws governing major meat and poultry species. That does not mean rabbit is inherently unsafe. It means rabbits occupy a smaller regulatory and commercial lane, and processors seeking federal inspection must request and pay for that service. Yet another obstacle between the rabbit and its non-existent value meal. Even its famous reproductive speed comes with fine print. A rabbit farm still needs good breeding stock, proper feed, disease prevention. temperature management, slaughter access, and customers. Rabbits can struggle in high heat, and breeding performance changes with health and conditions. Apparently, placing 2 rabbits in a box does not automatically produce a vertically integrated food company. Their ability to eat fibrous forage is valuable, but commercial rabbits still need balanced diets for fast, dependable growth. Biology creates an opportunity. It does not load the truck or negotiate with the supermarket. There is also a strange cost problem. Rabbit is often marketed as a specialty meat, and specialty meats sell in smaller quantities. Small quantities increase processing and distribution costs. Those costs raise the price, making rabbit feel like a novelty rather than everyday protein. Then consumers compare it with cheap chicken and ask why the tiny forest chicken costs more than the industrial one. Rabbit did not fail at being efficient. Farm efficiency is only one section of the receipt. A food can reproduce quickly and still lose once labor, processing, transportation, regulation, retail space, habits, and convenience enter the room carrying calculators. Chicken is sold as cheap protein, health food, comfort food, bar food, fast food, and a bucket. Rabbit is usually sold as rabbit, forcing everyone to confront the situation immediately. No one says, "I am having artisanal hot bites." They say, "This is a rabbit," and somewhere a child begins asking difficult questions. None of this means rabbit cannot become more common. It can work well for small farms, local markets, regions with established rabbit dishes, and systems that use forage or agricultural byproducts. It offers lean, high-protein meat and can be raised where larger livestock would be impractical. Where land and feed are limited, those advantages become much more important. But in wealthy markets with mature poultry industries, rabbit is competing against one of the most optimized foods humans have created. The chicken is not merely a bird anymore, it is a multinational logistics project that occasionally clucks. So why do we not eat more rabbit meat when rabbits seem so efficient? Because humans do not eat spreadsheets, we eat habits. Rabbits perform impressively at reproduction, growth, and converting certain low-value plants into meat. But chickens have colossal infrastructure, familiar recipes, cheap processing, convenient cuts, and consumers who do not picture them sleeping beside a chew toy. Rabbit won several biological categories. Chicken won distribution, marketing, and the ability to become a nugget. In modern food systems, that is usually the championship. If rabbit cost the same as chicken and came in equally convenient cuts, would you try it? Or would one look at you through the package and immediately become Kevin?